Hey guys, welcome back to r/EntitledParents. Hope you're all doing awesome today. You know how it goes. It's time for more insane people. Like this person right here. From one of those mom Facebook groups, this person's asking, okay, I know I'm gonna get judged for this, but if I'm having twins, is there a way to only abort one baby? I'm only 18 weeks, but I just found out I'm having a boy and a girl, and I really don't want the boy. I'm scared to death of having a son. I hate little boys, and I was expecting 2 girls, so I already did the nursery in pink and purple flowers. I know I could abort both babies, but I already love this little girl. Okay, this is one of those situations where I truly hope this person's trolling, but honestly, sometimes it's hard to tell. Anyway, moving on. Entitled mom leaves her babies at the library, then yells at us when she can't find them. I used to work in a library. One afternoon, we had a woman come in and approach the desk, looking somewhat frazzled. She asked if we'd seen her, quote, babies she'd left there a couple hours previously. None of us had seen them and said so. Of course, this set her off. How could we be so careless when we knew there were kids here? Why wasn't someone keeping an eye on them, etc.? The noise drew the manager from her office, and she told the woman that the sign out front says library, not daycare. So of course, this woman goes and calls the police, on us, for neglecting the kids that she left there. Once the police arrive and start trying to figure things out, they called the woman's house. Turns out, her babies were 14 and 16. They had gotten tired of waiting for mom to come pick them up, and decided to walk home. I can't remember what happened from there, sorry, but I also don't remember ever seeing her again. My entitled neighbor tries to shame me into taking home a young homeless man. She'd do it, but she has to protect her daughters. Apparently, I'm not worth protecting. My neighbor and I used to volunteer together at a homeless youth drop-in center. I volunteered there first and made the awful mistake of inviting her. On a cold winter day in January, we had a new homeless kid come in for our drop-in services. He was 22, very tall and lean, wearing expensive-looking clothes and a ton of jewelry. He also had a MacBook. We've never had a kid come in with such nice things, so it was very unusual. He stated that he had somewhere to stay, but they'd only let him stay 3 days of the week, so the rest of the week he had to stay outside. My neighbor took a liking to him immediately, and told me that I should take him home with me. She said she'd do it, but she has all those girls to protect at home. She has 6 adopted daughters, all in their 20s. I'm also in my 20s and own my own home across the street from her, with my husband and our 3 cats. My husband was deployed at the time though. I told her that I wouldn't feel safe. She told me to lock myself in my bedroom. I'm supposed to give a man I don't know free range of my house and rely on a flimsy bedroom door lock to keep me safe? That made me feel so worthless and bad about myself, that her daughters are worth protecting, but I'm not. She kept trying to shame me into taking him home, saying, oh, what if he gets robbed? He has lots of nice things. You have spare bedrooms in your house, why can't you give him one? Again, I told her I wouldn't feel safe. She just goes on and on about how it's so cold and I can just lock myself in my bedroom. She'd totally take him in, but she has her daughters to protect. Well, who's gonna protect me? So I told her I don't think my deployed husband would like it if I took him home. She tells me not to tell him. Oh, that'll be great if something does happen. Oh, hi honey, I took in a homeless man and locked myself in our bedroom to stay safe, and he totally robbed us, so that's why your PlayStation is missing. So I tell her it's against the nonprofit's rules to even let the homeless know where we live, let alone take them home with us. I'd get banned if I took him home. She told me not to tell them and they wouldn't know. Who's gonna tell them? She says. When it was time to leave, she starts up again about how it's a shame I have spare bedrooms in my house and can't let him have one. As if I could just hand him one and it wouldn't be in my house. Again, I state that I wouldn't feel safe. She badgered me the whole ride home too, just going on and on about how I should have blessed him with somewhere to stay. When we got home, she tells me, it's not too late to go look for him. I know where a lot of homeless like to sleep and we could go back and search for him. I again tell her I wouldn't feel safe. My husband would be upset and it's against the rules. She then tells me, well, I just hope nothing happens to him, especially since you could have given him your spare room. I walked away feeling so awful about myself. The whole thing made me feel worthless. If you want him out of the cold, then you take him home with you. Your daughter's safety shouldn't be any more important than mine. I love how she expects someone else to do this, but she won't even do it herself. I mean, yeah, it's a very admirable humanitarian effort to do something like that. But similar to picking up a hitchhiker, while it may be a good deed, there is a, inherent risk behind it. But it isn't something you can just volunteer other people to do, especially if you're not even willing to do it yourself. Wow, what a good person trying to force other people to do good deeds. You see, I would do it myself because I'm just such a great person. But I have kids, so I have a great excuse to try to force it on other people yet still inflate my ego. Look at me, guys, I am so awesome. Entitled mom screams at me for having inclusive pride flag on my back glass and proceeds to shatter it for no real reason. Hello all you beautiful people, this is my first ever Wild Karen encounter. For context, I myself am a non-binary individual, and I have a pretty big vehicle as well, a 2004 Chevy Suburban. With its size and me being a redneck at heart, I've gotten a few compliments, and the occasional death stare, as they see a few pride window stickers. People generally were nice to me, and those that weren't kept to themselves. So I was getting food from McDonald's as both me and my partner did not want to cook tonight. I look out the window to see a lady, her husband, and a kid taking a picture of the tailgate on my Suburban. I think nothing of it and continue to wait in line. About 30 seconds later, she comes in screeching, "Who owns that Suburban outside?" I do. What seems to be the problem? "You need to remove that gross flag from it. It's poisoning the minds of our children." I'm now moderately confused, and I say, "What flag are you talking about, ma'am?" "That stupid gay flag or whatever it's called. You need to remove it now." My partner Henry then says, "Are you sure that's the one you want gone? I mean, there's a worse one outside on that Buick." He was referencing the American flag and was being sarcastic. This infuriated her, causing her to launch into a tirade of how this generation has no respect for our country and that we're being brainwashed to become part of the problem. Henry and I roll our eyes and try to go back to ordering our food. After entitled mom is done screeching, she tries to put her hand on Henry's shoulder and spin him around. This triggers him, and he spins around and clocks her in the jaw. He immediately breaks down and walks out to go sit in our truck. I was in shock at the scene in front of me and tried to help her up off the ground. The husband stopped me and said that she had something like this coming for a long time. He then helped her to her feet and brought her to a table. I thought the situation was done and over with. Oh boy, was I wrong. Entitled mom follows me out of the restaurant as I collect our food and proceeds to try and screech at me some more. "Hey, you blanks better be giving me compensation for what I have to suffer through now." I immediately spin on my heels to face her, and I say, "Tell me, who in their right mind would come up to people they just assaulted and demand compensation because they got hit in self-defense? Also, calling me a slur is a surefire way to not get a damn dime out of me. Have a nice day." This leaves her speechless for a second, and in her insane mind, decides to pick up a rock and chucks it through my back glass as I get in and start my truck, shattering it and sending Henry into an absolute panic. She tries to scurry off to her car, which, surprise, surprise, is the Buick from earlier. Her husband comes out and stops her from leaving. She says, "Husband, let me go, damn it." And he responds, "No, it's time I actually say it for once. No, we are not leaving." He then proceeds to walk over to me and asks what the damage is. I'm still in shock, so I can't answer his question directly. I tell him about $650 to get a whole new back glass, and he asks if check is okay. All of this is going on while entitled mom screams in the background, telling him to not sign that check and they need to leave. He ignores her and tells me to cash the check quick as he signs it and gives it to me. We leave, and surprisingly, the check cleared, and we now have a back glass with new lift struts and a new latch for it as well. Edit to add, for anyone wondering why Henry reacted the way he did, Henry is trans and kept being assaulted for it at his old school in more ways than one. Henry has gotten multiple hugs and cuddles today, and thank you all who have shown care for him. Update. We filed a police report and we now have a restraining order on her, with her having to serve 4 months in anger management. On top of that, she now has to pass a sensitivity and inclusion course, all on her dime. I give away a lot of my child's stuff on Facebook Marketplace for free when they outgrow it. The amount of parents that expect me to deliver to them for free is astounding. Whenever my child outgrows something, I try to give it to another family that needs it. I usually clean the item up and post it with "pick up only" and a generalized area of where I live. Usually with everything I post, I get at least one person message me a sob story about how they don't have a car and they ask me to deliver it. I don't deliver because I'm already trying to do a nice thing by giving away free stuff that I could easily sell. I've given away high chairs, bouncers, ride-on cars, and once an entire kids' outdoor play castle with a slide. I had one woman ask me to deliver it, and then get mad at me because I refused to put the castle on hold for her because she was going to ask around, see if she could find someone to come get it. She then demanded to know if I had any other kids' things I could give her for free because I wasted her time. Right now, I'm trying to give away overnight pull-up diapers. It's half a pack sealed. It's free. It says what area I'm close to, so people can decide if it's too far to drive to get it before they message me. I got one person message me asking where I live. I gave them the general area and they said, "Oh no, it's too far. I don't have a car, but I really want this. Can you drop it off? I live in such and such town 45 minutes away." I told them I wasn't planning on driving to that town anytime soon, and I asked for gas money. And they replied, "I thought they were free. It would be cheaper for me to just go buy diapers. I don't have a car, so I was hoping you'd bring them to me." It's always with the kids stuff I give away for free. I'm tired of being treated like I'm an a-hole for not wanting to drive all over the place to deliver stuff for free. I'm trying to be nice, but I'm not an effing charity. Something tells me that these types of people don't really care about all that. All they want to do is mooch off of someone. All they're trying to do is find that one poor sucker that's willing to drive 45 minutes to give them free diapers because they spent their entire paycheck on beer and cigarettes. Obviously, I don't know that, but that's the type of person I'm imagining. Alright guys, that's going to be it for today. Thank you so much for watching, you guys are the best. If you enjoyed, the best way you can show your support is by hitting that like button, subscribing, and also commenting down below. As always, my beautiful friends, I hope you all have an awesome day and I'll see you next time.